Hey everybody, we just wanted to take a minute to jump on. You know what I was just thinking about?
What?
Everybody always thinks about the main course when it's time to eat. Everybody's sleeping on the appetizers.
Yeah, I really don't have to have appetizers either.
No, I ain't saying I don't have to have, I want them. I want the appetizer. That's what you're missing. You just like everybody else. We want the appetizers. The appetizers are what sets the palate. You can't sleep on the appetizers. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Otis.
And this is Brante.
And we are the Robinsons. Welcome to Robinson House TV. So what are we talking about? I'm talking about appetizers because, well, hold on, before I do that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also click the bell so that you're notified when we put out a new video. We're excited to have you with us, and we thank you for supporting us, for those of you who are already a part of the Robinson House family. So thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you. So here's what we're talking about. Before we got married, we did something that a lot of people miss today. They still don't do, and it's called pre-marital counseling. Premarital counseling. And why is that important, and what does that have to do with appetizers? Well, before you get married, you need to have premarital counseling. Before you get the main course, you get the appetizers.
Yeah, and we're finding out that a lot of people don't do premarital counseling, and you know, some things you really need to find out before you say I do, and work those kinks out so that you won't have those issues and problems early in your marriage. They've already been worked out prior to the wedding day.
Absolutely. I mean, if you don't have premarital counseling, it doesn't mean that your relationship won't last, but I tell you what, it sets you off on a good foot. It really does. And so we had our pastors counsel us before we got married, and I think we had about 3 or 4 sessions, and we do marriage counseling now, and it just depends on where you are as a couple, what you're going through, and how you communicate with each other, because that's going to be a big part of being successful in a marriage. But we certainly love to counsel young couples and just talk to them about, you know, what you're going to face, what's going to come up. And don't think that every day is going to be a sunny day. There are going to be challenging days, but you can get through it. You just got to know how to communicate with each other and how to work through problems. And that's what a lot of people miss out on when they don't get premarital counseling, because you're typically going to be talking with a couple or someone who has experience in relationship and who's been married for a while, and they can talk you through some of the challenges that you'll face, like money, sex, raising kids, and all those different things that are critical to relationships. And
you know, most of the time it's those things that break up a relationship. The money, the sex, you know, those type things are the things that break up relationships, not so much, you know, the cheating and all of that. So it's important that we talk about those things and make sure that both of you or whoever's getting married is on the same page, because you know, a lot of times you don't even know who's going to manage the money. You don't know if we're going to have one account or we're going to have separate accounts, you know, or how many kids do we want to have. All of that is important to talk about up front. And now, even more so now with the younger generation, they're not really talking about life, you know, things like that. And it's important because you're going to, after a while, that physical stuff is going to wear off, and then you're going to have to really deal with real life. And so it's important to
physical stuff going to wear off, like what?
You know, the body changes as we get older. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, we grow a little bit.
That's true.
But anyway, it's important that you get premarital counseling.
It is. It's very important. So we were just thinking about that. We were walking around the yard and around the side of the house and just thinking and talking, and that came to mind, you know, appetizers. No, actually, premarital counseling came to mind. That, you know, it's something that you should do if you are preparing to get married, or if you are engaged and you still have time before you get married. you should really consider doing some premarital counseling, because it's going to set the tone for your relationship. And then think about it this way as well. Even once you get married, it's okay for you to still get counseling in your relationship when you're married, because sometimes the things that we deal with are very difficult, and we need people with more experience than we have to be able to walk us through and help us through these things. Of course, we always got to pray. We got to ask God to help us through these things, and we seek Him, and we seek the Word of God for deep and solid counsel. But He also gives us other people in our lives, like parents or parent figures, or uncles and aunts and grandparents, that have a lot of insight, a lot of wisdom, who have walked through the path that we are already walking on, or that we're walking through. And so that insight is going to be critical to help you get through what you're going through. So don't forget the premarital counseling. Don't forget the appetizers, because that sets your palate up for the big main course and the dessert. You know, it sets the tone for everything. So don't forget to do that.
It's also important too, you know, to find mentors in marriage. You know, couples that have something in their relationship that you want, and you know, you can talk to them and, you know, glean from them and hear their stories and their testimonies and how they overcame the things that they had to go through. And so if you do that prior to getting married, then perhaps you can miss some of those situations and won't have to, you know, go through by experience.
Good point. So get some counseling. Get some premarital counseling if you're engaged, if you're preparing to get married, and just know that it's going to be very beneficial for you if you have these conversations early on, before you get to the altar and tie the knot. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Talk to you later.
Bye.